Alex, do you want to start this off, or do you want someone else to start this off?
I'm gonna let you start it off.
Okay.
You seem like you like to do that.
I'm worried I'm the only person that wants to do these things or would want to hear something like this, actually.
No, I think this is important.
It's been hard to get people to like. I just thought people would like really be raring to participate in this, and like honestly, we did get a few listener like things, but most of them are either like, you guys did really good, or you guys painted over a masterpiece. You and that lady from...
Did we get some of those?
You and that lady from... No, I'm exaggerating, but...
Oh.
Wait, someone said that they didn't like our version as much as the original?
No. People were just saying that... I got a few people that were saying that Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is a perfect movie.
I'm sorry, what? Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the person I have in mind is Dojo, who Mona and I know from our webcomic life. He does a comic called Paisley Brickstone Justice High. And I basically asked, is there any part of the movie that you liked? And he was like, every minute of it. All of it. Every minute of it.
Really?
Yeah. And then, like, on the other side of things...
You know what? Honestly, I appreciate that. Sometimes I think that, especially in, like, really nerd circles, that it is more ballsy to say that you like something than to say that you have a problem with something. So
I agree with that.
actually love that he kind of came forward and was like, no, I really liked this movie.
I agree with that.
If we disagree.
Yeah. And then
I think...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, we've talked about a little bit how... And I don't know, and maybe a movie that's coming up. This might be a little bit of a spoiler, I guess. But Alex likes the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I actually like that movie too. I think they made a lot of huge mistakes with the property, but like if you take the Mario name off of that, it's actually a very cool movie.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I tell people that it's a terrible idea with excellent execution.
I like it. Bar none, full on Mario and all.
Well, see, and so that's cool. That what's that guy's name?
His name is Dojo.
Dunkaroos.
Good job, Dojo, for putting in your 2 cents, which are totally valid.
Agreed.
Yeah, I like Dojo a lot. I'm a big fan of his comic.
What other feedback did we get?
One time he told us that he liked Dan, and I gushed for a little while. Well, then, on the other part of the spectrum, like the Chaotic Goodness podcast, just thought that we did great. Just told us, and I'm pretty sure it's Kim from Chaotic Goodness. We did great. We got some like kind of mid roll, like about halfway through it. Eddie Jensen, from Grapple Seed. At first he was like, you can't just introduce adult short round like that and not use them. I need more adult short round. And then we did more adult short round, and he was happy. We placated him.
Good.
I'm not happy. I wish I'd used more adult short round.
Yeah, best character for sure.
Gage Lippolt, the professional fursona raider on Twitter. That is his name on Twitter. I think he wanted more Jock. He said he would have loved to see Jock be Indy's mentor. I think this might have been a joke, but I don't actually know that.
But they're the same age.
Yeah, that's Jock's an old soul.
Boots.
He's an old soul.
Yeah,
I was going to say that. Gage also suggested that we give the villains a little more flavor. But he's not saying like make Nazis sympathetic. He just wanted more character traits. However, he said this well before the bomb ass twist of an ending. So,
yeah, we got into some pretty good Nazi shenanigans right there at the end.
By the way, a lot of my notes are completely moot, by the way. Like, I had so many notes, and then I was just like taking a pen and scratching them out after that last episode. So I kind of feel like Snyder being a little vanilla was on purpose, because he wasn't the real villain.
Nope.
Ooh.
I wish I did do a better job with him, particularly. What did I name him? Dingledorf. I wish I'd done a better job with Dingledorf. But
that's right. I made the best villain in the whole thing.
You did.
Actually, I just named the best villain in the whole thing. Do you guys want to hear some of my completely now moot notes?
Let's hear some of your completely now moot notes.
Okay, so I think we should approach this as like, what would we do now that we have like this first? If we could do a second draft of the script, if we were going to like actually make this movie, what would we do in this second draft of the script? And I was saying I would make at first like Esperanza seem unhealthily obsessed with the skulls, and George less creepy and more amicable, like he'd save Indy or something. And it turns out he's a turncoat and she's just passionate. And they're like, nope, all of this is wrong now. Completely not moot. I said I felt like not having a romance was a mistake. Nope, not a mistake.
Yeah, I wanted to push it away from them getting romantically involved. Not just because it'd be weird between friends, but because it's been done in every single Indiana Jones. I was like, let's give his
I'm making the argument.
Really, just every movie.
I'm making an argument that it's a hallmark.
I get a little tired of like every movie having romantic like subplots and plots in them. It honestly, after a while, it starts to feel like a crutch. Like,
yeah.
Totally.
And to
this
be fair,
is
I like
him and the one girl they get together. Obviously,
yeah.
I liked Raiders.
It's pretty tired
because Raiders was kind of a love story. Like it was like a romance adventure.
I'm not saying there should never be any romance in movies. It's just literally every story requires it. It feels like,
I agree with that. I'm going to tell you, I really hated the whole like Marion Ravenwood comes back in Crystal Skulls and they get married at the end. I hated that so much.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I did not like that.
Well, she wasn't even a thing, so don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry
That's
your little head about it.
Fixed. Retconned.
Retconned.
Yeah. I think I want to compliment you. This is going to be, I want to like avoid just like jacking ourselves off this entire episode. But,
well, I mean, you can just jack me off.
Can we just like get it out of our system and just be like, Alex, it was so good. It was so good.
Alex, it was so good though. It was so good.
I've been waiting weeks to say it. Okay. So one thing I really liked that you did was, it's kind of like a problematic trope a lot that women are traitors. Like they're always traitors. I think you moved past that, by making her not be a romantic interest, like they did with Elsa Schneider. And by giving her motivation like beyond just like having a lust for power or something. Like she was complicated. She wasn't just a sneaky broad.
Yeah, I remember the day I came up with it, the idea of making her the turncoat villain, because I remember you campaigned really hard, Benjamin. It's like I did. If I don't get to be Indiana Jones, can I be like the turncoat? And I'm like, I don't like the idea of being having a turncoat. Every Indiana Jones does it. Blah blah blah. and then I did it anyways.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
for the record, I knew from the very beginning.
She did.
I was about to ask how long
Alex
you had
was like,
knowledge.
Even before the first episode, when we were picking our characters, Alex was like, do you want to be the secret villain? And I was like, oh hell yeah. Yes, I do.
That does definitely sound like you, and I kind of am like really kicking myself that I didn't see it coming. I genuinely did not see it coming. I really thought we were going to go rescue Esperanza, and I was also about to like get onto Alex and be like, really, Alex, we had to go like rescue the lady, but nope. I should have had more faith that you were turning tropes on their heads.
I was worried you were going to go there, yeah. And I remember when I came up with it, I was in the parking lot of Michael's because I was going to go in and get some BS thing for my X-Wing collection, and I was just texting Jensie back and forth like, would you want to do this thing? And she's like, yeah, hell yeah. And I'm like, would you have a problem with like being on the side of the Nazis? And she's like, well, how much on the side? And I'm like, well, not too awful much, but just kind of there.
A little bit.
Yeah. I had a note actually that I wanted more Esperanza, but now I realize that you were just playing your cards close to your chest, Jensie.
Yeah.
In fact, there were a few times when, especially when she would get fixated on the skulls, I was kind of like, "Oh, back off, Jensie, back off! They're gonna think something. They're gonna know."
Yeah.
But they never knew. They
I'm
never
dumb.
knew.
I'm so
It's
dumb.
I knew the whole time.
John-
It didn't even surprise me.
The whole time.
It wasn't even.
I believe that 100%.
Yep, it happened.
Reggie,
and
Reggie
there
knew.
were a couple of times. Oh, I believe that.
Reggie
there
was
were a
trying to
couple of
warn us.
times where. Nice. There were a couple of times when Alex would text me in the middle of recording, and he would be like, "It's okay for you to shoot this Nazi," and I'd be like, "Okay, all right,
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'll just shoot that Nazi just a little bit."
It's like, yeah, she'd have no problem with killing a few Nazis to get where she needed to go.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh boy, Nazis. It was like, all right,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I need these crystal skulls, so.
I really liked the idea, though. I think that ended up being cool because I liked that this person was like, I hate you as much as I hate Nazis, Indiana Jones. And, like, that would probably be a thing that would, like, hurt Indy deeply.
Yeah.
Like, you are as bad as a Nazi.
Uh-huh.
Yikes.
I'm just going to go ahead and drop this one out there. I had a ton of fun doing this, and it was super awesome. And I'm so sorry if anybody really liked Jock Lindsay, the character from the movie, because I didn't do anything even remotely like him.
Well,
I'm pretty sure he wasn't quite the memeable old man that like I ended up portraying him as, but I had so much fun doing it to him.
I mean, you get so little of Jock Lindsay in that first movie, and
I guess
honestly, I think you could equate them as being very similar people.
Yeah, okay. So maybe I didn't get
You know-
too off model.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, as a matter of fact, really about all you have to go on is him being like, oh, when he gets into his plane, and him being like, oh, that's just my pet snake, Reggie. Like, honestly, if
And then I guess I nailed him.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
You did. You really did.
you just made him old, which was funny.
Yeah, you took a character that was in the movie for like 6 seconds, and you made him into the best character that has ever been made.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
on
gonna
that
miss
note,
Jock
though,
quite a bit.
we got more than one person telling us they wanted more short round. That adult short round was such a great thing, and like,
Yeah.
I think we underused him.
I did.
Honestly,
I really did. And you know what? I'm gonna chalk this up to being completely my fault because during that
No.
last bit, I was supposed to have this big thing where there was a whole nother fight with Nazis like in an inner chamber before you got to the last chamber.
okay.
But we were running out of time, and I didn't think I had enough to stretch it to another episode, so I kind of just cut it out. And I feel real bad about it.
Oh man.
But I was going to make it a really tough fight, and during it, Indy was going to be in a lot of trouble. And I was waiting for you to shine through those really bad rolls that you like to do, Ben.
Yep.
And I was going to have Short Round sacrifice himself to save Indy.
Oh.
And as much as I love Short Round, I figured, like, you know, I could probably... But I'm glad I didn't.
Ben, I remember when we
so-
were kids, I used to say about stories that, like, I really think that when you go into writing a story, you should just, like, admit to yourself at the beginning that you need to kill whichever character you, the writer, likes the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, you've always said that it was like a
was
mistake
like a-
in Harry Potter, right?
Yeah, I can't believe they didn't kill Harry Potter. It's the stupidest,
Well,
dumbest thing.
I mean, technically they did.
Yeah,
but
honestly,
also-
I don't know how that story ends. I only read the first 2 books, and I watched every movie except the very last one. So like, I don't really know what happens at the end of Harry Potter. But I mean, from what I've gathered, he's not just dead and in the grave. And
Well,
somehow,
I mean,
'Cause if you
he-
take
But,
out
like, is Harry Potter your favorite character?
I mean, it's not necessarily following that rule particularly, but it was really just that, like, you know, I mean, we're talking about Harry Potter now more than, but getting rid of Voldemort, that like extreme evil, that like biggest top of the line, you know, basically the devil of their world. Like the trade off for getting rid of him was like nothing. I mean, I know a lot of other characters died, but like, there should have been that last final sacrifice. That like, I mean, the only way you get rid of Voldemort is to kill Harry Potter.
Well, maybe we'll talk after this because we're getting like spoiler heavy zone.
Yeah,
If I want to,
and
Yeah,
well, I mean, are we? I don't know what
that.
happens. I've never seen the end of the story, so like, I don't even know if I am.
it'll be all right.
Can you imagine like thinking you're in like you're like, I've seen Indiana Jones, no spoilers here. I can go into this, and then getting Harry Potter spoiled for you. Being like, oh, come on, it was supposed to be Indiana Jones only. Oh, okay.
Is
Yeah,
it-
why
there's-
didn't
there's like
Indiana
a-
Jones die at the end?
It's gonna be a
Oh
statute. of
man, I should tell this
limitations on
story.
that stuff, right?
Before we started, Alex just kind of came in and was like checking on me, and he was like, "Hey, you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm feeling good." And then as he leaves, I shouted him after him. I was like, "Are you gonna kill me in this episode?" And he goes, "Yep." And then he did not.
I didn't. No, I didn't have the balls to kill off Indiana Jones.
He is the plot armorist dude, right?
I mean, him and the characters of Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, but they actually had the guts to kill a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of on the note of short round, one of the notes I have is that the whole like Indiana Jones has an estranged kid that like shows up one day is like a thing I kind of did like. I didn't like Mutt. Mutt's a terrible character. But that idea, that like plot point of introducing this like estranged Indiana Jones kid that he like kind of doesn't get along with at first, and then he's like, my child later. Like I kind of liked that, and I sort of wished we'd done that with Short Round. That he hadn't like maybe seen Short Round in a while.
Like have Short Round be your son?
Well, he kind of is.
He is a little bit.
Yeah.
Short Round definitely considers Indiana Jones a father figure.
They got a real Batman and Robin thing going on for sure.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
he even says at the end of Temple of Doom that he loves him.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, go back and watch
I love you,
Temple of
Dr.
Doom.
Jones.
I love that
love you.
that bit. It's definitely not my favorite Indiana Jones, but I
So
love
can
me
I-
some Short Round.
So your favorite Indiana Jones?
I mean, my favorite
is
Indiana
the third
Jones
one, right?
is Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skulls. Now
Too many people talking.
I know I did.
What?
I talked over. Now nobody's
you're-
talking.
So you're
Jack
I don't
Lindsay
edit
owns
these.
the podcast.
Jock Lindsay rides again.
So your favorite, Alex, is Last Crusade, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna admit a thing that might just get me crucified. But that is what before Crystal Skull came out. That was my least favorite. I kind of don't like that movie that much.
Well, I guess.
Wait,
I
what's your
can't
least favorite now?
Can't be on this podcast anymore. I'll see you guys later.
No.
Yeah, you're fired.
But listen. One of the reasons I didn't like it was because of all the like cameo stuff.
What do you mean?
Like I didn't like that they brought back like John Rhys Davies.
But
And
he's
I
so
didn't-
good. I love the
didn't-
solid character.
I didn't like that what's the guy's name from Barnett that is actually in every movie?
Marcus Brody.
Yeah, Marcus. I didn't like that Marcus like went with him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't like any of that.
Jesus, man. Those are all the best parts.
And also, I don't like.
Next year, I'll be like, I
Crucified.
hated Sean Connery was in it. He was such a jerk.
No, he kind of saved it actually.
And really, Indiana bringing Indiana Jones back.
In that one, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. He's been in all the movies.
Right.
Yeah, we need a break from Harrison Ford.
It's
It's
weird
time
that
for a
Harrison
new
Ford-
generation. It's
Time
time
for Shia LaBeouf. Where's his turn?
for Shia LaBeouf.
I didn't like Elsa Schneider. I think she was supposed to. They made her out like she was played up like she's supposed to be a sympathetic character because she was pretty, and like I just didn't care about her at all. Like it was supposed to be like sad when she died, and I was like good, and I liked Esperanza so much better than Elsa Schneider.
Aw.
Not about Esperanza. Not about Esperanza.
Oh, okay.
On that,
I mean, it's fine if you didn't like my character, Alex. It's fine.
I loved your character.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's Alex's
love
character,
Indian.
so
I mean, well, no, it's
Yeah.
it's more Jensie's character.
take
than
an
mine.
owner of it at this point. That's true.
I gave her like a structure, but
Right.
Jensie fleshed her out.
whose idea was? Okay, wait. Sorry. The bullet point of all that was going to be: I thought they handled cameo stuff sloppily, and you did not.
That's a long ass bullet point.
What cameos did?
Yeah.
It was
Alex
Cameo City.
used.
You were the daughter of the first guy to die in the first movie. Schneider was the
I
father.
played
of,
some dude that just got into a plane.
Yeah. Short
That is
Round was in
true.
it. Jock was in it.
Indiana
and that
Jones
guy,
was in it.
Strangely, Marcus Brody was not.
Well,
Schneider was
Snyder.
in it.
Now technically he was just a callback
Dingledorf.
character. He was new, but
Yeah, but my character was a new character too. But you said that she was
Right.
a cameo
Oh,
because
yeah,
of
fair
her
enough.
father. Well, Schneider was then a cameo because of his daughter.
I ended up
I guess
liking
that would
that
count.
though that you didn't. None of your callbacks were arbitrary, which was cool.
I tried to make them make sense. It's like, who could I put in a World War II-esque scenario around Indiana Jones? I mean, Short Round just barely beat it out. He's 18 at that point, so he could get enlisted or signed up probably when Indy got enlisted. Jock, who is the same age more or less as Indy, could be there.
Yeah.
I mean, Elsa's dad. I think the only mention Elsa's dad gets is in a video game, and it's the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade video game, and it's just a bare mention of how Indiana was named after his dog, and somebody else was named after somebody else, and then Elsa's like, "My dad named me after his secretary," and that was it.
Weird choice.
It was a weird choice.
I had this one really good secretary.
I think it was
I really liked her
God,
too.
I think
The
it was implied
appointments,
that he was like
the
having
scheduled-
an affair.
I know. Yeah, I mean, but yeah. How funny would it be if it's just a very good employee?
Maybe.
She was like a very
Yeah.
matronly older lady,
Damn secretary.
and she just took really good care of him.
And they did nasty stuff.
They did.
It sounds like to me they're implying that the secretary was her mother.
Uh-huh.
Well, why wouldn't she
Right.
just say named after her mother?
I don't think she was told that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can't really fake that one though, Ben. Like you can
don't
fake
know.
the father, but you can't really fake the mother.
So,
I mean, the
so what
kid's
you're
not going
saying
to
is
remember.
that
The kid's not going to remember.
the father, whilst married, had an affair with the secretary, who then got pregnant, then gave birth, and then they adopted that daughter.
Yep.
And then he told the daughter later that he named her
Yep.
after the secretary.
Yeah.
That is like the exact plot of BoJack Horseman season 3.
And is BoJack Horseman season 3 even a little bit reasonable?
Spoilers.
Like, is it-
What I can't tell people about Harry Potter, but BoJack Horseman came out like
That's true. That's true, Ben.
That's
You're
actually,
gonna have to cut
that's
that
actually
now.
pretty fair.
cut that.
Your plot is now mute.
I am. No, I'm gonna edit these for sound quality only. That's why we make these episodes. So I have
Also, speaking of which, there was one part at the very last second, at the end of the last episode, where Indy's sitting in his office and he's talking to the Crystal Skull, and then Jock comes
Yep.
in and makes fun of him for being old one more time, and you cut that. You cut it, you coward.
Ben, you cut that?
Ben cut so many
I
things.
did, and it
Oh my god, I didn't even
was
notice.
it was
Benjamin.
it was funny, and like Alex has kind of told me like you need to like save these like scraps for like a B
Oh,
reel
yeah, that might
at some
be fun.
point, and I
Yeah.
think that might
Like,
be a good
especially
idea.
when
That
we're
was the best
They-
joke.
All the old
was-
You're So
no,
Old Indy,
hey,
every
hey,
time that came
hey,
up, it was
Mona.
so good. And
Mona
gotta give that-
deserves better than that.
that was Short Round. That Jock got that from Short Round originally. There was that part he just goes, "You're so old, Dr. Jones."
Oh,
And then for the whole rest of the series, I was like, that's the best joke. I'm gonna make fun of Indy for being old.
Mona, if it makes you feel better, I really did struggle with it.
It was a
but,
nice
like,
ending. It was just that one more
just
like,
didn't
haha, let's take
fit.
a jump on this right before it's over.
I should have. If I'd had like, I should have done it after the music cue, like the last music cue. I should have just had like a few seconds of silence and then have that come in, but it's too late.
Post-credit scene.
Yeah, but we are. If you've listened to it, you know that we already
It's
have
true,
like 3
yeah.
post-credit scenes.
Yeah, that we were what is it?
We did that with Batman.
Alex,
too.
you were gonna
There's,
end
like,
it,
this-
and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna not have a scene at the end of this where Jock flies everybody into the sunset. Like that's gotta happen. Oh, it is, yeah.
No,
It
that
just
is in there.
it seemed like we were gonna close it off right before that, and I was like, wait, no, I'm gonna fly this plane one more time.
That's right.
Nice. And yes, that's me.
Jensie, I am sorry that when I was doing Batman that I got upset at you for cutting off Mr. Freeze, because telling Schneider to shut up was very, very fun and satisfying. So I apologize for that. I get it
There you
now.
go.
It is fun.
Apology accepted.
Hi.
Thank you. Alex, what the fuck is patience
It was
is the
for
key
you
to
to
wisdom?
fucking
I still don't get
not
what
do
that
anything
was.
and let the Elsa turn herself into a crystal skull.
Elsa!
Yeah, Elsa. Damn it. Esperanza. This movie's Elsa.
You know, this movie's
Esmeralda.
Elsa.
Esmeralda. That's right. Quasimodo was coming down
Esmeralda.
in his power.
Justice.
I just ruined everything. Okay.
But
yeah, no, it was basically just
well, I didn't.
you know. Yeah,
I didn't
had
listen
this
to that
whole
at
thing
all.
where I was trying to figure out what the crystal skulls would do. Like, would they be an actual threat? And then I was watching, basically all of the movies, and essentially, except for Temple of Doom, there's really no threat to the bad guys getting these relics, because like with the Ark, it just killed them all, and with the Holy Grail, you know, they can't cross the seal. The whole thing fell off, and they, you know, anyone who tried to get the thing died. So I was like, well, what if I go into a way where this is actually a mechanism that makes crystal skulls? And, but, you know, the fact that they're immortal isn't a lie, and that they have this infinite wisdom can't really be tracked or whatever, because, you know, they're crystal skulls now. And, you know, I was doing some research on how the Aztecs and the Incas and all that would their main thing was worshiping, you know, time and space. It was kind of like their big deity thing, or at least the very little that I read about it, and because you can spend years researching all that stuff, and it was never my strong point of study. But I was like, well, let's just see if that fits, like, you know, like that's just how it goes. And I was trying to give you just like a little bit of insight toward where that was going with the, you know, patience is the key to wisdom. You know, just hang off, let it see what happens. But I probably didn't translate that too well to you.
I was just joking, man. Okay. So the original one, Aliens, right?
I
And
think the
someone
first
the
one
other
was just called
day, I
Alien.
don't remember who it was.
Yep.
They were like, yeah. Oh, that's true. Sorry. So they were like, why? Why is Aliens bad? They were like, I mean, it is, but why? And I think one of the reasons it was because they like way over explained what was going on. And I think you hit this awesome sweet spot of us learning about the crystal skulls and like what their deal is, but not knowing everything. Like we still don't know like where they really came
Like,
from.
who were the
Where's
other
the first
ones?
one?
Yeah, who's the first one?
Yeah. it's got a great like Majora's Mask
real
kind of thing going on. I think Majora's Mask is the scariest. By the way, cool. Now we're gonna go into Zelda spoilers. Is the scariest villain because you don't know
when
shit
Majora
about
pops
it.
out and you're like, wait a second, it wasn't the Skull Kid. It's this like weird monster embodiment thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you still learn a little about it. And so I think you hit that Majora's Mask.
That is the
sweet
best
spot,
compliment.
Alex.
I mean, it really
I loved it. I loved that part of it.
It does boil down again to me just not knowing what the fuck I'm doing.
But that's okay. You used it to make mystery.
Can I say something about the end scene?
No, you cannot.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I was
Y'all
also
can
about to say
shove
that.
it because I'm doing it anyway.
No, it's just.
Shut up,
I don't
shut
think
up,
that'd
shut
be a
up.
good idea. I think you should just keep your opinions to yourself.
Anywho, so yeah, obviously I was given a lot of coaching by Alex during that. I was given my whole backstory and my motives and everything for my big speech. But I loved that even I had no idea what was going to happen at the end because Alex was basically like, okay, so they're either going to take you down, someone is going to take you down, or if they don't take you down, something else is going to happen. And I was like, oh my God, what is that something else? I hope that something else happens.
Yeah.
And it was a great something
It
else
did.
for the record.
It happened.
It was a good instinct to not like
Oh,
make Esperanza the final boss. That was smart.
Yeah, I kind of like that there wasn't
it kind
a
of
big
brought
fight.
back the whole like arc of the Covenant thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Yeah.
to cut you off.
That it brought back the whole like arc of the Covenant. No, you're right. It brought back the whole like arc of the Covenant thing about like Indy is out of his depth at this point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And luck is all he's got.
A little bit of whatever Indy has. Yep, plot armor.
Plot armor. I usually kind of like
hat
dismiss
armor.
the plot armor criticism, but boy, he's got it. I kind of like it though.
Yeah.
I guess one of my notes here is just complimenting
cool.
me, basically. It says, I like the idea of an Indiana Jones who got tired, and he got kind of tired of being Indiana Jones. He needed some friends to remind him who he is, although one of those friends ended up being kind of hated his guts.
I mean, he's
Which is basically what they did with Luke in The Last Jedi. And then I say, I have here, I guess some dumb
Well,
people
some
didn't like
are
that.
dumb. What are you going to do about that?
you're so old, Luke. How'd you get so old? Oh, did you start this adventure
so
a long,
old.
long time ago?
I also...
Nice.
Thank you. Star Wars jokes.
That's a good
I
one.
thought of this later. The part where I said I've never been to Spain.
Oh, what a fun time.
I should have said the last time I was in Spain was
Okay.
with Mom, and been like wistful about his mom instead of saying he was never there. That would have been way better. So just everyone just sort of
Nope. Not gonna
mentally edit that into your mind, listeners. Nope, I don't care if you three do
Don't
it.
do it.
You cannot
Don't do it,
Listeners.
tell
listeners.
the listeners what to do. Yeah, okay. We'll see if
I
they
just
listen.
did.
I don't know how we would
I mean-
ever
I
know
can't
if
force
they
them to
did
do
or
it,
didn't
but
listen to that.
I'm
It
definitely
is kind of
one
half
spots.
of their. It's most of their job to listen, being listeners.
I'm just hoping to Mandela affect this into their brains.
Yeah, because Indiana Jones has definitely been to Spain.
Probably more than once.
Yeah, I think we Googled it at one point.
Oh no, nobody
Doesn't
forgot.
I have totally admitted this, and even in the episode was like, oh, you guys are probably right. And then I think even one of you came up with that he had been to Spain during the like Young Indiana Jones, which is when he was hanging around with his mom a lot.
In fact, I think I
Yep.
saw
That's it. That's all I have.
in one of the movies. I think when they're doing the little plane jump map situation, I think one of the places it lands is in Spain.
Okay, look, I went to England and I landed at Heathrow Airport in London, but I don't tell people I've been to London. I haven't been to London. I only took the plane into London and then went to Brighton.
It's pretty great.
I told you I don't care. Who is that? What is that song?
I don't know what you're saying.
It's some punk rock song. I don't want to go to London.
Nope.
Told you I don't care.
Don't tell him.
Someone's gonna tell
no
me
one tell him.
No one tell him.
Listeners, here's where you listen. Don't tell Ben. I mean, maybe
Google might tell me.
Google wants to get on my bad side.
Google, don't tell him, Google.
Don't do it, Google. You don't want to get on Alex's bad
That's
side.
right. I might make you into a crystal skull or something.
Oh.
Is that a bad thing? Unclear.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind
Unclear.
of lose your hands.
I don't want to be one.
The rest of you. I know.
Yeah.
Ben, can I just say
Jesus.
I hated that last scene, buddy. I'm sorry. No.
Oh my god.
No, it was so
What?
creepy
It was
and
amazing.
weird.
It was so good.
Yeah. I like it for all the reasons everybody dislikes it. It's just, because that's the thing. We kind of cut into that a little bit about how Indiana Jones, like a lot of the reasons they were going after a lot of the stuff they were going after was because the Nazis like to destroy cultural things of cultural importance to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And Indiana Jones's thing is he's trying to preserve it, but like through our modern lens, we know that he's like trying to preserve it by kind of stealing it himself.
A little bit.
And so like
Okay.
for Indiana Jones to just like take this important thing and like just have he has just that little bit of avarice for like important cultural artifacts.
We even made that joke. I forgot what episode, but we were like, that belongs in a museum, an American museum.
Yeah, I think Ben was the one that even
Yeah.
And it's a solid point to make.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it doesn't belong in a museum.
I also was playing Indiana Jones as a guy that like I really feel like Indiana Jones would not be able to stand the idea of someone not liking him if he liked them. Yeah. Not, I mean, like he's fine
Right.
if Snyder doesn't like him, but he otherwise I feel like Indiana Jones has this like pathological need to be liked that he needs
Yeah,
everyone
and
to
I
think he
think
is
that
cool.
with the final scene, like the big conclusion scene, I think it was a little ambiguous there about whether or not, she forgave Indiana Jones.
I guess if I wanted to stretch it, she is a crystal skull now, and she is in that kind of like that ether that she has infinite knowledge now, so she might like see the man her father really was.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a good point. So that she sees that Indiana Jones was actually
Right.
innocent and that he actually did try and save her father.
I
I like
still
that.
hate it though. You did.
I made the new fridge scene, you guys.
Carrying off your
Lots of people like it, lots of people hate it.
young ward's skull to put on your shelf.
Oh, come on now.
It was a little bit that.
It was a little bit that.
It was a little.
So
bit
we kind of joked while we were recording about who we like wanted to play
Yeah.
our characters a little bit,
Mhm.
but like I don't know, were any of you actually like kind of trying to play off of? I mean, Ben, I feel like you were probably trying to be Harrison Ford, but you even mentioned at one point that you were kind of playing him as somebody else a little bit more.
Yeah.
Who was I? I don't remember.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, my voice sounded like Dan
no,
Rather,
yeah.
but I wasn't playing.
No,
him
I'm
as Dan
thinking
Wasn't
like
it Clive Owen, though?
no,
Clive
it wasn't.
Owen.
It was like some kind
Oh.
cowboy.
Yeah, but
It was
the
like a
Clive
Clint
Owen thing was
Eastwood,
mostly a
like
joke.
You were almost a little more to that.
Yeah.
Okay. I would even not be surprised if Harrison Ford said I was doing. I'm a cowboy him up a little bit when I play him. Boy, that sounded like just a huge.
Oh, I
pat
thought
on
you were
my
talking
back,
about
didn't it?
Harrison Ford himself.
I'm probably making the same acting decisions Harrison Ford is making.
Clint Eastwood
yes.
sucks shit, so like I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah,
so
they
does
all
John
kinda
Wayne,
do.
for that matter.
But like, I mean, Indiana Jones very much is that kind of pulp era cowboy figure, though. Like in almost,
Right.
I think all of them except for
Yeah, for sure.
the Temple of Doom. He's riding a horse. He's got his fedora, cowboy hat, man. He's got a fucking bullwhip. He's got a revolver, a Webley revolver. He's pretty much a cowboy as it is.
Yeah, I remember listening to a book on tape and
Yeah.
a Star Wars book, and I remember Han Solo was in there, and the guy that did Han Solo gave him like a real cowboy voice, and I really liked that.
It's cool.
Which
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess that's I don't really know how that carries over to anyways. Being Indiana Jones. I was pulling from Mark Proch. Mark Proch is a very funny comedic actor.
That's the guy who plays. Hey, I was
Is
talking
that
about him the other
Nate?
day with Jensie. The guy who plays.
Yes,
It's Nate on The Office, right?
He was. He's on Cinema at the Cinema, which is like a thing Tim Heidecker does, and he does this character where he pretends to be an old timey movie actor, and I was basically just doing that voice, but a little bit higher.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
Mark
that guy.
Proch is great.
Nice.
Good choice. He's in a. I think he's.
Yeah,
in
I've been watching
the
some of that, and
What We
it's
Do in the
very
Shadows.
good.
TV
Oh, I
show.
want to
good.
watch
He's
that
great
so
in it.
much.
Yeah, me too.
Good
Yeah,
job bringing
I
Nazis
mean-
back, Alex.
I mean,
You gotta have
Russians.
Nazis.
Russians just aren't
Russians
a
weren't a good bad
good
guy.
villain. Outside of
Because Russians
James
aren't
Bond
evil.
movies, Russians just don't really work as a nemesis.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's if you look at it from what people love about Indiana Jones, they love the first one, they love the third one. Not a lot of people like the second one, and there's a clear correlation between Indiana Jones is punching Nazis.
I think that using Nazis is so smart in like every way, but mostly because there's no way we can sympathize with Nazis, Like sometimes if there's like people
Right.
that other people are killing or that you're killing, your character's killing or whatever, it's like, should I be hurting this person? Like what if this is just like an innocent person just doing their job? And you cannot feel that way with Nazis.
Yeah. Yeah, like Russians were just
Yeah.
like political adversaries of the U.S. They weren't like, yeah, they weren't like.
I will say,
evil
Jizzy,
people.
and I'm not just trying to like. I mean, I think that's maybe a sentiment that's sort of eroded a little bit in the last couple of years, and I really enjoyed, getting to take some pot shots at Nazis for a little while. Like,
Yeah.
you want to make the right kind of friends and the right kind of enemies. Like in today, like in this climate, like, hey, poop on some Nazis, because
Yeah.
the people that aren't
Yeah.
gonna like that are jerks you don't want to be friends with anyways.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's pretty relevant to even today's, like,
Yeah.
political standings to be like, all right, let's fuck some Nazis up. You don't want to fuck up Nazis?
I know I specifically got to say in one episode that Nazis like things that suck, and I was like,
Suck.
oh, man.
It's so good.
I'm really proud of that.
Yeah. If you break a Nazi's arms, they got like less arms to do Nazi stuff with.
There you go.
So this might be another thing that gets me crucified, but I kind of liked Kate Blanchett's character in the original movie.
Oh yeah, I mean she was fine.
There were some missteps. I kind of like that you kept some of her DNA in Esperanza.
Did I?
They had some like, well, they both. So her character in the movie definitely wants like, she thinks that the skull will give her like infinite knowledge.
Oh yeah. To that point.
Yeah, and so kind of in that sense, kind of got there. But I like that Esperanza's motivations were a little more complicated than that.
Oh yeah, she was definitely she was a big old, I don't want to say bag. She was a big old pot of
big old
motives
bag.
and emotions.
She was a sack of dang it.
She was just an old bag.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I had to do it.
All right, Alex, a question I have for you.
What's up?
Is like, so when you started to go about this, when you were like, okay, I'm gonna take this movie that exists,
Yeah.
and we're gonna kind of redo it, some different pieces. When you went into it, like how much were you thinking to keep, and like how much were you thinking to throw out, and did you take anything?
Well,
any,
honestly,
like, inspiration at all from the original, other than the crystal skulls themselves being there?
When we assigned Indiana Jones 4 to me, I was going to scrap the entire thing. I was actually playing around with the idea of going back and just doing the plot to Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, because that's my wife's like favorite video game, and it's a pretty good story. It's a pretty cool little point and click adventure game.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I'm gonna have to look that up.
That's really cool.
Oh
Me
yeah.
too.
Oh man, Mona, you'd love it. It's from the like golden age of LucasArts adventure games, like
Nice.
from the like Full Throttle era and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, but Ben challenged me to at least keep the title and the overall, more or less the overall plot. I guess.
No, just that the crystal skulls had to be germane to the plot.
Yeah, and so I started looking at what the crystal skulls actually were, and basically they're just bullshit. They're just a fake thing that the people made with modern tools, and then sold them to.
I was gonna say
sold them to Europeans.
just to clarify,
A hoax. They're hoax.
Yeah, they're a big hoax.
they're a
big old
hoax
hoaxy.
even. Yeah,
and that's.
not like they're superstitious. They are in fact completely phony.
They are completely phony. They said they were made back thousands and thousands of years ago by primitive tools, but they weren't. They were made with modern, at the time, 1800s rotary tools.
Yeah.
And you really couldn't tell the difference with our technology at that time.
Right.
But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Oh no.
I mean, you didn't. That
You had
wasn't
to
a.
keep
That
the
was a pretty
title
good
and the
explanation.
Yeah, I was
Skulls.
gonna keep
Yeah.
the title and the skulls, and that was my biggest problem with the Crystal Skulls as a facet, because things like the Ark of the Covenant, the stones from Temple of Doom, the Holy Grail, those are artifacts that we don't have. Those are artifacts that have this mythos around them that everyone kind of
Right.
thinks is like they could be true.
Right.
We
Yeah, they
don't
could be out there
we
somewhere.
don't have them, so we can't know that they don't have these powers.
Right.
But we have the skulls, so I had to like try to make up something around the skulls to make them like that.
Right.
And
Right.
I mostly just went through it with like, oh, I'll figure out what they actually do later. But everything they thought happened at that point in time, I'll just make true.
Okay. Yeah.
And I didn't want to do aliens, and I had the whole kick
Yeah.
about Indy versus Nazis being better than Indy versus Germans. Indy versus Russians. So I said it during World War II because it was just the next logical step in the progression of things. Like, just have it be there. And
Right.
yeah, everything else I just kind of like I winged in place.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have the whole Francisco Orlana thing at the very beginning. I kind of like came to that. And I just kind of went like piece by piece with it, really.
Yeah.
Just to show how very lazy I am at my craft.
No, I think that's awesome.
I think you did good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's everything I've got.
I mean, yeah, I didn't really have anything prepared for this either.
Do we have... Okay, so we talked about Dojo,
yeah. And Kim from...
And Kim.
Chaotic Goodness Podcast.
What, Alex, didn't you say someone commented on the Instagram post?
That was Kim, the Chaotic Goodness Podcast.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure anyways. I know everything else I've heard has just been word of mouth. My two brothers listened to it, and they said they both liked it a lot and loved it. And I asked them if they had anything for this, and they were like, "No, not really." So
yeah, no one commented on the Facebook page. Did anyone tweet at us, Ben?
Oh, that was all the stuff I read at the beginning was tweets.
Oh, okay. Did anyone send us an email?
No one ever uses the email friends@roleplayretcon.com.
Friends@roleplayretcon.com. That sounds a good way.
Friends@roleplayretcon.com?
Sounds like a great way to get in touch with us and talk to us about things.
Why are you guys saying it like that?
Saying it like what?
Like friends at roleplayretcon.com. Friends at roleplayretcon.com. Friends at roleplayretcon.com.
That sounds like it gets stuck in somebody's head.
It really rolls off the tongue. I bet it types well too. You should try it.
Try it. Write it right now into your email.
Friends@roleplayretcon.com. So I think what I'm trying to say is I would love it if more people would interact with us because I think it would make this portion a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Also telling your friends and family and coworkers and estranged uncles and cousins.
Yeah, we tried to buy a Facebook ad during the course of this series, and it did nothing. Nothing.
My gosh.
I won't say it did nothing.
It did nothing.
We got like 27 people liked it, right?
Oh, yeah?
That's more than zero.
That's more than zero.
Yeah.
Just next time you see Jeff at the corner store, tell him about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Word
Jeff
of mouth
would love
is really
this.
how you do podcasts for sure.
Jeff,
I think if we got Jeff
know
on
about this
board.
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing we talked about, I just remembered, was funny how the structure of this one matched the structure of Batman.
A little bit, yeah.
Like the fourth episode was kind of loose, just a lot of improv going on in the fourth episode.
Just kind of by our slow lull moment.
Yeah. And then the fifth episode was a car chase episode,
Or some sort of chase.
and then the sixth episode had a big twist betrayal ending.
Yeah, we did it.
I guess I just want to say I had a whole lot of fun doing this, and I think you guys got something really great here. And I tell you good luck, but I don't think it matters if I do or not. You guys are going to be just fine.
Aww.
I hope that you get to come back for
I do
another
too.
show
I would
sometime.
like to come back at some point, perhaps. For snaps.
Make it a date.
I know all about it, but Mona, will you talk a little bit about Dan the Snowman and maybe your commission information?
Yeah. We do the comic together, and it's pretty great. I guess I could go into a whole
Spiel. Use
spiel about what it is, but honestly, I don't think the comics works very well in trying to explain it in some short sentences. You absolutely should go and read it, though. I'm very proud of it, and I'm sure Ben is too.
And what is that website called?
That website is www.danthesnowman.com. No spaces, no hyphens, no nothing. Just all the letters to danthesnowman.com. You type those into your URL, you'll get right there.
All right,
danthesnowman.com.
Got it.
And if you ever want me to draw you something, you can send me an email at monacommissions@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to do that for you.
Because you do good art.
Thank you very much. I agree.
I know that one time for my birthday, Ben commissioned a beautiful Han Solo
Oh yeah,
versus
I was really
Boba
proud of
Fett
that, Han Solo.
for me, and I really, really liked it. It's one of my favorites. I have it hanging up.
Nice.
Well, I'm glad.
Nice.
So she does good work. So ask her to do your work.
And follow me on Twitter, Mona Moon. Mona lives on Moon, on Twitter.
I think it's Mona on the moon.
Mona's
right?
on the moon.
Yes. Because Mona lives on. There's 10 versions of that I tried first that were already taken. So we
No one's gonna be able to find her on Twitter.
If you just type Mona Moon in, you don't have to do. You don't need my whole ad.
and then you can find
Mona. Well, I can't search for myself. What? It's not going to tell me Oh, do you mean you? Okay.
Yes. Yes, I do.
If you go to the website, you can click through to my Twitter there. There you go.
Awesome.
DanTheSnowman.com.
One thing.
www.danthesnowman.com. Friends of roleplayretcon.org. I don't know.
Oh no,
biz.
that's not it.
.gov.
.gov. Yeah, read my comic, please, for Pete's sake.
The next episode we do will go up probably in a couple weeks.
It's usually what happens.
Jensie is gonna take the GM chair for our secret next series.
I've got it all warm for her, and I may have released some
it's kind
some
of
substance into it. I'm gonna apologize for that.
Is it a well-seasoned chair?
Sitting in the fart chair.
Perfect.
Flatulent.
But
chair.
they'll teach us how to use the system we're going to use for that one, and also we will meet our new player, Haley.
Yeah.
Haley and Jensie are
best friends.
Best friends from way back when, and they were OG fans of the secret thing that we're going to do.
The secret
thing.
Okay, so we'll see you then.
Shush!
Oh my god. That's gonna get snuck in there, Ben. You're not even gonna notice that.
Damn it,
Forget
Mona.
it.
You're off the podcast. Get out of here.
Oh no, I've been fired. We had too many creative differences.
Too many.
Just the one.
There goes
really.
your 50 cents.
You wanted to say the name of the movie, and we didn't let what you do.
And you cut out my last year-old indie joke.
You did.
Maybe I'll put it at the end of this.
She keeps saying it.
You do keep saying it.
What?
I'm just gonna have to use the bleep I use for Jensie's like profanity laden disclaimer.
Like when they.
This is the best episode.
Okay.
This is the best episode yet. I am worried that people can hear me sweating over here. It's so hot.
Well, let's end this thing so you can get like an air conditioner on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks again for having me. Thanks again, everybody. It was so much fun
Yeah.
being on this podcast.
Yay!
Oh, we loved you so much.
It was so much fun having you.
All right. See everyone next time.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Who's using their dice tower? Are you bored, Alex?
Yes, I'm always bored.
We are recording this several days after we recorded the rest of this episode.
Afterthought.
Because we got
Yeah, so after we recorded our roleplay rehash, the same day, just like mere hours after, we got an excellent comment, so excellent that we decided it deserved to be in the roleplay rehash. So we all got together again to read this comment and then talk about it.
For the record,
So
I do not normally want to reward this kind of later tater behavior, but
look,
this
we
was
said by Wednesday, and he did it by Wednesday.
we said we were going to record on Wednesday.
We did, yeah.
This is-
Well,
But
she
this
didn't know
was
what time.
this was a top to bottom pitch for Indiana Jones: The Kingdom of Crystal Skull, which is really what I wanted people to do, and so this person delivered. So I really can't complain, even though I did literally just complain for like 30 full seconds.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Jensie, do you have that pulled up where you can read that to us?
I do.
Good.
So we, as we always do, put out a call for our roleplay rehash for people to give us their ideas. And in this call, we actually asked what our listeners would do to make the movie better, not to make our podcast better. And my dear friend James Wright gave us the best comment, so I will read it in full right now. It's a doozy, so get ready for this 18-minute long novel that I'm about to read. Siafu ants are native to Africa only.
Damn straight.
As point one. Yeah. All right. So I think we should give that to him. And then his novel reads, first, we get rid of the crystal skulls. Instead, use the Nazca lines as a medium to lead to El Dorado. Actually, a golden machine to either contact someone or play an ancient message. Think Minecraft 8-bit redstone computers, but an entire city in size. Are we going to break down each of these?
Read the whole thing
paragraphs
top to bottom.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Indy has lung cancer the entire time and knew about his son/daughter. He yearns for one last adventure and takes them to South America on a trip to scout the lines and bond with his emotionally estranged progeny, much like the one that brought him and his father back together. One of his students, that he dislikes because of qualities that mirror his own, is also on the survey. They may become a love interest for younger Jones. Upon arrival in Nazca...
Was that it? Was that the whole thing?
Jones...
No. She's
no,
still
I'm still
reading.
reading.
I'm sorry.
There are literally still words coming out of my mouth.
I think there's a delay.
Upon arrival in Nazca, before I was so rudely interrupted, Jones learns that Soviets have kidnapped Dr. Lim, Short Round, who was overseeing the project. Adventure ensues. Indy is weak and has to rely on others to do a lot of the adventuring. He uses his quick wit to do amazing things, just like his dad on the beach with the umbrella. Maybe doing almost exactly that and making a quip about how he thought of it all on his own. Aliens communicate with Jones and the Soviet commander. They ask for them to justify the existence of humanity. They see the desire to do good in the commander and in Indy, but see they cannot be more opposite in how they wish to do what is right. They decide to give humanity another 500 years to get its collective shit together. Indy and the commander bond over the experience, and upon their return, the commander orders their people to let the Jones crew go. There's a joke about how much paperwork this is going to be. Then the city starts sinking. It's a mad dash to escape. The commander sacrifices their life to save Dr. Lim. Huge character arc change from small Earth syndrome. Most importantly, though, Siafu ants are only native to Africa. That is the end now.
That is the end now.
Okay.
A lot of stuff to unpack in that. Really.
Yeah. So wait, is his thing still aliens?
His thing's still aliens and still Russians.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
still aliens and still Russians.
Okay.
He did not change that part. He just changed...
Well, I like Nazca lines.
Yeah, Nazca lines. Indy has lung cancer.
It's kind of weird. Yeah.
I mean, you know.
I mean, it adds a layer to it that could be interesting.
I think.
But like in a character worship series like Indiana Jones and the whatever, it's I don't know. It'd be difficult, and I don't see anyone making that decision other than your friend to give Indy lung cancer.
Yeah. No. I actually totally agree with that.
I kind of want to agree with Alex, because I was also thinking kind of the same thing. But I also think there's like way too much of people not wanting characters to like change. Or be different than what they were in their memories.
And then someone changing the character to Clive Owen, ruining everything that I've imagined and done.
We established that was mostly a joke.
I kind of agree with both of you guys. I think that what James is trying to do is kind of give him like a last hurrah and a real reason to not only end it, I guess, since he is getting up there in age, but also a real reason to connect with his son or daughter.
I can get with that. He brought back the estranged kid arc, which is one of the things I said I liked about the movie. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
And also he fixed the oft repeated criticism of our arc is that not enough short round.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
I love that Short Round is a doctor in this too.
Yes.
Dr. Lin, that's awesome.
Oh, definitely. Though, yeah, I guess he'd be by the 50s. He'd be in his 20s, probably his late 20s.
He's probably super smart. I believe that.
I mean, he's definitely super smart. He's Short Round.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And Data.
And Data.
So that's fun. And I agree with Alex again that, like, as the hero, you want him to be the hero. But I like that James specifies that since Indy is weakened in his state, that he has to rely on people. I think that really has a lot of character development potential.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like the overall, what he's done. I just don't know if it works for Indiana Jones.
And I totally get that.
I think my Indiana Jones did not rely enough on his friends.
I think your Indiana Jones did nothing but rely on his friends. You did a lot of fumbling. Not you as a character making those choices, but you as your roles.
Yeah,
fumbling through like at least the first half of it.
And it kind of got him in trouble.
Yeah. Mm. But I mean, that happens with Indiana Jones. Sometimes he fumbles stuff and gets in trouble.
I kind of wish mine had learned to do that, though.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's okay.
It's all right. Not everyone could be the master storytellers we are, Ben.
Yeah.
I think that's a good criticism, though. I mean, that's something that one could work on in the future in role-playing games, too.
Yeah.
A learning experience all around. And he's correct 100% about the ants of this particular thing, being from Africa.
Yeah. Also, I want to address, like, the end paragraph, too, about how the aliens decide that they both want to do good things, but they go about it in a different way. I think that's an interesting, stance between,
yes,
Americans and Soviet communists.
Like a communist culture and a capitalist culture.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's an interesting idea for another movie, but again, I have to cycle back to Indiana Jones being a pulp-esque adventure. It needs its bad guys to be evil.
Yeah.
And it needs them to want bad things overall. And so the commander ending up wanting to do good for good's sake, I just don't know if it works in this genre.
Yeah, I think that the movie premise that James created is a super fun idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But it would be a very different Indiana Jones.
And it was a complete idea, which I very much like.
Yeah.
I know, I love it too. I love the whole plot. Can I just say thank you again to James for being the best and for giving us this whole idea.
Yes.
It's so good.
Thank you, James, even though we did tear it down for our own purposes, which we didn't intend to do. It was a very good idea.
Wait, did we miss any bullet points?
No, we just tore into it like a. But
I mean, did we miss any bullet points that we?
No.
We talked about Siafu ants.
Okay.
We talked about Nazca lines.
Yes, I like that. I would like to
talked
reiterate
about-
that I like the Nazca lines. Yeah, what did
We
you
talked
do?
about kidney lung
Seven
cancer. We talked about Dr. Short Round.
Mm-hmm.
And Estranged Children, Soviet Commander,
Aliens,
Redemption Arc,
Redemption.
Aliens. Aliens. We didn't really talk about the aliens.
Yeah. Okay. This is way better than the Crystal Skull aliens. Way, way, way better. But honestly, I'm kind of not a fan of turning Indiana Jones into like a space opera.
Well, I mean, it's not really a space opera.
It's very
just,
space opera-esque.
I mean, it's the aliens deciding whether they're gonna wipe away the human race. And it feeds into the whole Mayan prophecies where everything was going to end at like 2012.
Okay.
I assume that's what's going on here. And they're like, well, you guys seem to be cool, but we're going to give you another 5,000 years to like hammer that out.
Was it 5,000 or 500?
Well, it was 500.
Okay, it's 500. Okay.
I say things that my mouth.
I didn't mean to like overcorrect you. I just want to make sure we were true to Peter's vision.
James.
Not Peter.
Oh. I got your...
James Wright. I said his name like 18
Peter?
times.
Do you have a friend named Peter?
Do I?
Yes.
Yes, you met him.
So that's who I thought it was.
Wow, man. Wow.
No, because I have more than one friend, Ben, contrary to your belief. This is my other friend, my second friend.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Have I ever met James?
It's okay. Nah, I think he lives in China right now.
Okay.
James, if you don't currently live in China, I'm sorry. He was in Canada.
Well then,
and then I think very briefly he was in North Carolina, and I think that currently, right now, he's in China.
well, I think if James is like a very international, then I'm more ready to give him a pass on being a later taker.
He's all over the place.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know,
I mean.
since he's in China, he probably didn't get to it at the right time.
That's what I'm saying. I need to let that bygone be a bygone.
Yeah. Are you including this?
Maybe we'll see.
I think that you should, since you tore him down for being a later tater.
Well, that was mostly a joke. I was mostly a joke.
Yeah. You're mostly a joke. Dang it!
That was good. I appreciate that joke.
Why did you say dang it after you zinged me?
Because you said I'm mostly a joke.
I didn't.
You beat me to it.
I didn't.
You're mostly a joke.
That's something that meme would never occur to me.
So do we have anything else we want to say about this?
We actually got a couple of other late additions in. I might as well just go ahead.
Nice.
Okay.
First of all, Alex, I just want to go ahead and say this before I forget. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Oriana.
Maybe yours. There's 2 L's in there.
That's how 2 L's in Spanish is a Y sound.
I don't care.
It matters.
Does it matter?
It does.
Does it matter that our fantasy game
but it's Oriana
was historically incorrect because it didn't have magical skulls in it that really worked, and a man that...
Okay, well, if that doesn't matter, then the ants thing doesn't matter, and I'm pretty sure the ants thing matters.
I mean, the ants thing matters.
Also, wasn't Oriana a real conquistador? He was a real dude, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're writing historical fiction, you got to get parts of it accurate.
Listen, I did, just except for the pronunciation, and I made a character...
Why, that's fine.
I made a character choice that my narrator didn't know how to say that.
Y'all, stop bickering, please.
I'm so sorry, Jensie. Yeah, we're a lot more apt to do this when we're sitting right next to each other.
Yeah, because we can
Y'all are just at it, man. Calm down over there.
Okay, another one is Kitty Cat Gaming on Twitter. They're part of Wannabe Games. They are another person that kind of liked the movie. They said that the movie is a justification for why Indiana Jones has never revealed that he knows about the existence of God. But he didn't explain why that's true, and I don't understand.
Well, it's probably because of aliens.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, okay. That was
no.
good.
It's that the existence of aliens typically makes it problematic for believers of the Christian faith.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because a lot of them don't believe in aliens because we are created after God. Oh. And that any other creation like aliens throws a big monkey wrench in that whole situation.
That's so weird. I have very conservative religious parents, but my dad has also always been definitely like, there's probably aliens.
I mean, there has to be, right?
That's interesting.
Because my dad worked for NASA his whole life. I think he really wants there to be.
Well, I mean, yeah. Aliens would be cool.
Aliens would probably not be cool.
Alex is right. A lot of fundamentalists, at least, do not.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. I genuinely did not know that.
Yeah.
And I definitely...
Also, they really believe that Christians have to be able to, spread the word of God, and if there are aliens out there, we couldn't do that, or they couldn't do that.
I think, just to keep slamming on the people who read or listen to our podcast, I feel like
Christians.
No. God, that's not what I'm doing. But I think he's referring to the fact that something came out of the Ark of the Covenant in the first,
and it was aliens.
I don't know. Well, actually, to your point, I don't know if that proves the existence of God. I think it just proves that there was some shit inside of the Ark of the Covenant.
Maybe, yeah.
Which could have been...
Okay, wait just a second. I'm so sorry. Can you clarify? Did he say that he believes that Indiana Jones does or does not believe in the existence of God?
He didn't say either way. He was saying that that Crystal Skull justifies him not telling the world that God exists. Let me just go ahead and pull this tweet up just to make sure I'm doing this right.
I mean...
Yeah, can you...
There's really no one to say that he didn't, tell people that God exists. Because, I mean, there are people that do that every day. They're like, hey guys, God's real. BT dubs. Just FYI.
Fair enough.
The God, he up there looking down on us. Praise be. But sure, Indiana Jones can be like, hey guys, I totally found the Ark of the Covenant. And they're like, where is it? And it's like, well, it's in this warehouse in the desert. I can't really talk about it. Like, well, I found the Holy Grail. Where is it? Well, it's kind of in a hole in the ground in the desert.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of didn't have the proof.
Yeah, he doesn't really have the proof. It's just an internal thing that he knows about.
This is the exact wording of the tweet from Alexander Sprague is the person's real name. The movie is key in understanding why Indy doesn't reveal the physical proof of the existence of God earlier in his career. And then he says, I quit my job in high school to go to Indy 4. I had to make up a reason it was worth it.
Well, I mean, but I don't think Indy 4 is a justifiable reason why he didn't say that in his previous career, because he wouldn't know about the existence of aliens until after Indy 4.
Fair enough.
So why would he not justify the existence of God before he knew the existence of aliens?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a pretty big time gap between 3 and 4.
You've lost me, but you also really sound like you know what you're talking about, so I'm just going to follow you.
What they're saying is that this movie proves why Indy didn't say, hey guys, believe in God because he's real. But this movie didn't happen till way after Indy found out all about that stuff about the GOD.
To be fair, it says less about proof. He uses the word understanding why Indy doesn't reveal. Not so much proves why.
But
okay. No, I just want to say I think the semantics was important there.
Maybe.
Okay, I have a question. I have not seen Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull
nice.
in quite some time.
Okay.
Well, I did see
All
it,
right.
but it's been years, literal years. So I didn't rewatch it in preparation for this.
Yeah.
But did Indiana Jones know about the Crystal Skulls prior to the movie? Like, was it a myth that he was aware of, that he had studied, or did he just stumble upon it and was like, what are these?
He seemed to, like, know about them, but he didn't, like when the Russians are like, hey guys, how about, aliens? And he's like, aliens. Like he does about everything.
Yeah. So there was no, like, possibility that he had been studying that in, like, the decades prior,
right.
and already was considering aliens.
Yeah, I mean, he, like, knew a little bit about, like, they even say the whatever Mary Higgins skull. They talk about that. But, like, the thing is, the actual crystal skulls that we have that are all bullshit,
right,
are very different from the crystal skulls that they have in the movie, which are all, like, elongated cranium, weird alien. That are obviously alien skulls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I got one more. We got one more.
One more.
From when I asked.
But we should thank that person. Thank you for your input.
Thank you for your
I thought it was
input.
really
Thank you,
interesting.
Alexander.
Good job.
Lots of Alexes going around.
That's because we're the best.
He may not go by Alex though.
Well, that's his own choice, I guess. If he doesn't want to be, if he doesn't want to be an awesome Alex, that's his prerogative.
Okay, that was a very diplomatic way to phrase that.
I'm trying to be better as a person.
Jess, the other half of Wannabe Games.
Yeah.
After I asked if people liked if anyone liked anything about the original movie, she said the popcorn was wonderful.
Nice.
So I thought that was good.
That is a good answer. Popcorn's always my favorite part of them.
Also, it's better at movies than it is in any other context, right?
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What?
I like it at, like, baseball games and stuff.
That's
You like baseball game popcorn better though?
that's the second.
I'm not disparaging against popcorns. I'm just saying both situations are adequate for eating popcorn.
Okay. Yeah. True.
I like
It's
snow
not.
caps.
No. I'm literally saying that the popcorn at movie theaters tastes better than all other popcorn, and it's not just because I'm at the movies.
See, I don't agree with that either.
Okay.
Because I've had a lot of, like, shitty popcorn at movie theaters.
When it's stale, it's kind of the worst, right?
Or when it's burned. Yeah.
Oh no, I love burnt popcorn.
Okay,
No.
all right.
Yeah, I'm a freak.
No, I get it. We should probably not turn this into the popcorn review podcast, though.
Sorry.
So this is our new popcorn review podcast. Let's talk about your popcorn.
Rebranding.
Rebranding. Roleplay
What are we calling
popcorn.
it? There's got to be something. It's called like Popcast or something, right?
I mean, that has to be. That has to be done. Popcast?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was just
It's probably
first,
a pop
it's
culture
just,
show.
It's just a jumping off point. Okay.
All right.
Corncast.
Corncast.
What was her name?
Jess.
Jess.
I don't know what her last name is.
Jess. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you,
I agree
Jess
with you
Anonymous.
wholeheartedly.
Just Anonymous.
Just
Anonymous Bosch.
We did it.
We did do it.
Is there anything else
We
we
did
need to
it.
cover?
I'm out of stuff.
Do you need to cover that rash?
Anyway, thank you for listening.
But what I would like to say is, I really appreciate all of these people sending us their comments and stuff, and if people will keep doing that, then we'll have better and better roleplay rehashes in the future.
Yeah.
Ditto.
You can use the hashtag roleplay retcon, or you can just add us, or
Facebook, Twitter,
Facebook,
Instagram.
Twitter, Instagram, all that. You can also use the email friends@roleplayretcon.com.
Yep.
I check that every day.
Every day. Religiously.
And nothing ever comes through.
Nothing ever comes through. No one ever uses that.
Just somebody send one. Just
It's way-
write an email and just say, "Hey Ben, how are you doing?"
I'll do it.
I've done it. Well, I've done that to myself a few times just to make sure it does
That is
work.
really sad.
It just says test.
That's still
I
sad.
didn't like write a letter to myself.
If you've done an email saying test more than once,
Well,
it's sad.
the other one said another test.
It's because you're like, okay, the first test is legitimate. Like, I just want to see if this works. And then you do it again, like, are you sure it works? Test.
I'm not.
Anyway, send us an email so Ben doesn't keep emailing himself, okay?
This is fun.
Also, we won't have an ad break in this episode, but hey, if you like an ad, email that same email address or hit us up on those same social media platforms, and we can talk. Very, very affordable right now. Get it in before we blow up.
Get in on the ground
That's
floor.
friends.
People will be listening to these ads when we blow up, and you will have gotten it for dirt cheap.
Yes, they're preserved in amber forever.
That's
Yep.
friends at roleplayretcon.com. Just put test in the subject line.
No, God. Yeah. Okay. So now people will be doing that for eternity. You know
I
that,
hope
right?
so.
And I'll have to.
This is our new thing.
I'll have to like.
This is how things start, Benjamin.
You know, you're allowed to tell these jokes if you're the one that checks the email.
I can start doing that if you'd like.
I don't trust you.
I don't trust me either.
Anyway, we should probably end this. I just looked at my wrist like I had a watch on. But I'm not wearing a watch.
We've been doing this for a minute.
All right.
27 of them.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you all for listening again. And
Except for James. Good morning, James.
good morning, James. You are in China, apparently.
And then Jock walks in and he's like, "Holy crap, Andy, you're older than ever. How does this keep happening? You look like a mummy."